this is not a proposal on the table, and I love this enthusiasm for the backcountry and everything that's going on. There's some things that you should get enthused about, pay attention to, that are on the table today, you know, that are good things that you should be involved with. And one of them is the expansion of the Wasatch Wilderness. You know, Salt Lake City Water and Save Our Canyons. There's been working with the ski areas and all winter and trying to do a couple things, and again it's related to all this growth, is figure out how to first protect, do as much as we can to protect the watershed areas for all of us for our drinking water. And this proposal is to get wilderness protection for more and more of the headwaters that are so important to all of us. And that proposal is cranking right along and trying to, the whole group is trying to get a bill before Congress to see if we can get some protection for watershed and to add some acres to the wilderness in the Wasatch. And you know, ultimately, unless somebody here figures out how to slow down the growth in Salt Lake, better hope you have all the wilderness we can get and have all the watershed lands protected as much as we can, because that's going to be the sanctuary and important parts for us. So those things are on the table now, and county and the state are studying doing kind of a master plan overview for the canyons to look at all the growth issues and how they're going to be handled along the Wasatch and how all the transportation options are, and that process is alive and well too. So there's plenty to keep us busy until the day something comes up. I have a question here.
So
she's ready to have me quit talking, obviously.
Sounds like from what Liam was saying that the howitzer, the risk of running out of howitzers or overhead ammunition is pretty low over the next 10 to 15 years. And I've been talking to a lot of people around Alta in the past few weeks. It seems like a lot of people have said, oh, that lift on Flagstaff, that's a done deal. So I'm just wondering if we have this time, because you're going to change to a howitzer, then are alternative methods still going to be, you know, explored, or does it, you know, from your point of view, or from the point of view I'm hearing from some people, it's a done deal? Are those alternatives just kind of being shoved to the side now, or do we have? It sounds like we have time to look at alternatives.
We have plenty of time to look at alternatives, and the day Liam can't have an artillery program, he'll call us all in the room and he'll go, okay, we're going to look at all the alternatives. We're going to look at the fences and the starting zones and the ski lift and all the things, and then we'll boil that all down and at some point go, okay, here's the things that would work best for us, and then we'll go to the, I don't even know who we'd go to, and I mean, it's Forest Service, county, town of Alta. It'd be a multi-jurisdictional thing, but we've got plenty of time. It's just an issue of still shooting with artillery. I mean, we can keep finding new weapon systems and shoot them forever, but Andrew keeps poking around. Howie.
Onno, we really appreciate you coming here, and the question that I have is, I guess, you know, you've noticed that the dawn patrol has been on the rise. I guess you could also say that people leaving ski resorts has also been on the rise. And when they put that 9990 lift up at the canyons, 4 people got killed in the last several years. And so it seems to me that putting a lift there, you'd almost have an unenforceable safety problem. I don't see how Alta ski lifts would want to assume any liability for people leaving a ski resort, and yet at the same time with adjacent Forest Service land, you couldn't really restrict people's access. And so how would you deal with that?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about it that far, but that's the kind of issue that the public process would be. You know, we'd go, okay, we're going to put the lift up there, and then Steve Scheid would take you through all the things. That'd be a big social issue. How does it affect the other canyon? How do you deal with it? You know, and we haven't looked at that. That hasn't been part of what we've done, but it's certainly an important issue. And yeah, you don't want to make bigger problems by coming up with an alternative. Al Susi.
Yeah, first of all, I think these folks ought to know that there is no adjacent national forest in Europe.
Yeah.
All private land along there.
What Forest Service land is involved?
Flagstaff, down, 0 national storage, all down basin and transition.
Where exactly do you know?
I don't know, it's all a puzzle, all mining things, God only knows.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of private property up there, and that's one of the things that I'll look at and be part of the process, but sometime if you want to do your homework, you know, all of Alta was private property before our ski area came in, and luckily our founders bought up a couple thousand acres of private mining claims and donated 1,800 acres of it to the Forest Service to create the Alta ski area, but there's a lot of private land in Alta.
It's not just the land that faces into the little cottonwood. I mean, if you go to Desolation Lake today, you will find old Grundle people over there that only have lift passes. They dropped over the top, and they'll do the same thing in Days Ford and in Carter Ford, and that's all forestry.
Yeah. Yeah, the stuff down on the bottom. And no doubt the ridge is a huge issue.
I just wanted to say, I've been an Alta skier all my life. I learned to ski at Alta when I was 5 years old. I have great memories. We have powder cards every winter. My kids have season passes, and I love skiing at Alta. I also love skiing the Wasatch Backcountry. And I spent today in Upper Cardiff Fork, and it was a spectacular place with not a track in there. And for that incredible backcountry to become resort side country, you got to consider the value of what is lost and compare it to the value of what is gained. And when Liam was talking about, hey, that'd cost $10,000 to put the Gazex in up there. Man, what would be lost in incredible backcountry turning into resort side country is worth so much more than $10 million.
Yeah, that's good, and everybody's got their feelings about it. And like I say, the whole issue of what other things this proposal, if it was on the table, would affect are big issues, and there will be public process to bring all that to the front when the time comes, but there's no proposal today. So,
I guess one thing that might help clear this up for people is when doing your preliminary homework on, you know, the options and a lift, have you looked at the options whether this would be a lift for avalanche control or a lift for public skiing? With the option of putting a restrictive covenant on the lift, so it can only be used for avalanche control. Has that been looked at?
yeah,
I realize it's a wormy issue.
yeah, and we haven't taken.
That'll be the last question.
Okay, and we haven't taken that far. You know, I know that you know, shooting them with a slide path with a 105 is a fairly effective tool. If we went up and didn't shoot it with a 105 and threw hand charges in there, that would be a pretty effective tool. But I know from years in the ski area, the most effective thing to date that anybody does anywhere is do some control work with explosives and then get some skier compaction on it. So to try and lower the return interval of the big slides and lower the avalanche hazard index, which is the number that Liam looks at all the time on all these things, to lower the avalanche hazard index, skier compaction would do that. And we know that if we went up there and did control work and had skier compaction, it'd be the avalanche hazard index number would go down.
Have you looked at the option whether it would be public, you know, paying skiers or, you know, UDOT and Alta personnel doing that compaction?
Haven't looked at it.